today's video, we are going to proceed in understanding t-distribution. For today's video, ayan po. So for more understandings about this lesson, watch this video till the end. So let us start. So let us define first what is t-distribution. So when we say t-distribution, that is this t-distribution, also known as the t-distribution. So it is a type of probability distribution that is similar to the normal distribution with its bell shape but has heavier tails. T-distribution have a greater chance for extreme values than normal distributions, hence the fatter tails. Now, the t-distribution, the t in t-distribution stands as the tails. Halata naman because it talking about the tails, diba? Next. So we have properties of t-distribution. It is mound. From the word mound, ano siya? Shape and symmetric. Ibig sabihin, may it shapes like a mountain. Alright? Next. The shape of the t-distribution is dependent on the sample size n, or depends to the number of sample size. Next. The standard deviation is greater than 1. Of course. Then, as n increases, t-distribution looks more normal distribution, and the area of the curve under the curve is 1. Alright? So, as we look for the normal curves, this blue curve is a representation of the curve of z distribution or standard normal. The distribution, this is the curve, the maroon one, when n is close to 30. Next, the t-distribution, this is the green one. This is the curve of t-distribution if n is smaller than 30. Alright? This is the t-statistics. This is the formula, where this x stands as the raw score, this stands a mean, sample standard distribution, and the n stands as the sample size. Alright, what are the difference between a t-distribution and a normal distribution? So, the normal distributions are used when the population distribution is assumed to be normal. Then, the t-distribution is similar to the normal distribution, just with fatter tails. Both assume a normally distributed population. T-distribution have higher kurtosis than normal distribution. The probability of getting values very far from the mean is larger with the t-distributions than a normal distribution. Then, these are the yes or no cycle. Do you know the population standard deviation? If you know it, the next question is the sample size greater than 30. If you don't know, just use the t-table. So, ilang beses ko na nilidiscuss kung ano itsura ng t-table sa mga nakarang kong videos. Then, now, let's proceed to this question. If the number of sample size is greater than 30, you may use the z-table. If not, or if the sample size is less than 30, use the t-table. Alright? We have assumption in computing for the population mean when standard deviation is unknown. When n is greater than or equal 30, and standard deviation is unknown, the sample standard deviation can be substituted for this. Next one. However, the following assumptions should be met. The sample is a random sample. Either n is greater than or equal 30 or the population is mostly distributed when n is less than 30. This is the T table now, if you still remember. So this one, what can we call this? These are the degree of freedom. So how can you get the degree of freedom? The number of samples, the number of sample size will be subtracted to 1 or added to -1. What can we call this here? This called the critical values that depends on their confidence level. Let's say your confidence level, yes, of course. So ayan, this is the critical value. Ayan. Next, what can we call this for the entire area? This called the T values. And this called significance level or alpha level. Alright. Anything wrong? So going back. So when we say degrees of freedom, are the numbers of value that are free to vary after a sample statistics has been computed. It is denoted as df. So next, T values. So in order to compute the T value, a T distribution table is shown which consists of the degrees of freedom, which are the numbers at the leftmost column, alpha, which is sum of the special areas at the topmost row, and the T values which are located at the right of the degrees of freedom and below alpha or level of significance. So steps to look for the corresponding T value. So step 1, look at the corresponding level of significance which is located at the column header. Where is the header? Syempre dito. Here. Titingnan nyo rin kung ang sinasabi ba sa problem is 1 tail, 2 tail, mga ganun ba. Next, look for the number of degrees of freedom in the first column. Asan ang column? Ito, degree of freedom. Look for the intersection of the level of significance and degrees of freedom to get the value and the values. Kung mag-intersect, ano ba ako ito? Ganyan. Ayan. Excuse me. So, matrix number 1, so solve for T value. N is equal to 12, and we have 95% confidence and that it is one-tailed. Alright? Given below, your sample is 12. So, degree of freedom, siyempre, anong N natin? Itong N nyo, diba? Minus 1, so you will get 11. So, 11 is your degree of freedom. Alright? So, erase natin to. Masyadong malaki yung below. Alright. So, your confidence level is 95%. Then, this is your confidence level. Diba? So, ito yung degree of freedom nyo. Ito yung confidence level nyo. at one-tailed here. Ito yung intersection nyo. Ayan. Asan ang intersection nyo? So, ang critical value, o yung the t-value rather, the t-value is 2.201. Ganun lang po ang steps kung paano nyo kukuhanin yung t-value. So, gamit tayo ng word problem. So, a researcher recruits 18 subjects for a study and conducts a two-tailed test for a mean using an alpha level of 0.10. Ilang tails? Two-tailed. Malalaman natin. So, first, let us give the given. So, nga pala, gagawin din natin to ng normal curve. So, get ready. So, your n is equal 18 or the sample. Your degree of freedom is 17 because 18 minus 1 is 17. Alright? Next, your alpha level is 0.10, that is two-tailed. Mamaya ano natin yung sa t-table. Then, your confidence level is 90%. Here. So, ngayon, anin muna natin, nasa na degree of freedom is 17. Next one, 90. Kasi nga, two-tailed eh. 0.10 and two-tailed. Then, excuse me. So, ayan. Ito ngayon ang inyong sagot. Yung t-value nyo is equals maybe positive or negative 1.740. Sabi nga natin kasi two-tailed. Kasi kung i-graph nyo yan, ito yun. Alright? Meron dito sa kabila, meron dito rin sa kanan. Kasi, ito yung, kumbaga, diba, sa standard score nyo, ito ang 0, ito ang positive sides, ito ang negative side. Alright? So, paano po naging 0.05? So, ano bang itsura nila kapag one-tailed? Ayan. Alright? Next, a researcher recruits 20 subjects for a study and conducts a one-tailed t-test for a mean using alpha of 0.05. One-tailed. Example. We have 20 samples, then minus 1, degree of freedom 19. Your level of significance 0.05, one-tailed. So, ito yun. Then, your confidence level is 90%. Here, and here. Then, ito, 19. Then, ito, 9. Then, this is your intersection. So, your t-statistics, tama. Your t-values rather, is positive, negative 1.729. Then, kung i-apply sa normal curve, meron dito. Ito, depende sa inyo kung saan nyo gusto gumawa ng normal curve. Kapag one-tailed, pwedeng sa kaliwa lang, pwedeng sa kanan lang. But it's all up to you kung saan nyo gusto. Alright? So, this is the activity. Using t-table, ayan na pwede nyong i-applyan. So, I guess nagawa kanina kasi one-tailed nga pala. Ngayon two-tailed. So, given the confidence level for each of the following. So, yan. Kung gusto nyo yung self-test, ayan po. Actually, itong PowerPoint makikita nyo rin sa Google Classroom na nakapost sa aking website. Yun, pwede nyo siyang ma-browse. Alright. Now, so well done. So that's all for today, and thanks for watching. See you in my next videos.